Welcome to Project Gracie. Here is your no-nonsense tutorial video, explaining how the game works. I will break it up into smaller video sections and put it in a playlist. With that out of the way. All of these chests inside Hangar 2 contain bows with buff damage stats and unlimited durability. Based on the Proto-01 beta man. Although PvP combat is disabled by default in my server, each player is accompanied by the following buffs to prevent damage. PvP combat is not objectified in Project Gracie, nor is it encouraged. In normal Minecraft, arrows have a gravitational range drop-off, but in Project Gracie, this is abolished. However, that does not mean you can tap fire bows as if they are semi-automatic. Without charge, there is no speed; without speed, there is no velocity; without velocity, you will not hit your target. Mastering velocity, range, and speed will grant you an advantage over your opponents. Furthermore, you will notice that item entities do not spawn in this world, neither do XP orbs. That's because I have two commands running that delete them from the world. This keeps the tick rate stable, which in turn allows every player to have stable frame rates. It also prevents players from obtaining blocks which can be used to grief the server, more on that later. Since we're on the topic of items getting deleted, it is very common for players, myself included, to drop bows by accident. I recommend remapping the drop item key, which is Q by default, to a different key that you will not press by accident. Remapping F and E are also reasonable, as they can distract you if you're not careful. Auto jump is also a setting I highly recommend you turn off. More on this later. Finally, it's good practice to have more than one bow in your inventory, just in case you drop one mid-match. You're also wondering where the arrows are? We shall get there momentarily. Meanwhile, walk down these stairs into my dungeon, then down the hallway into the lobby. Inside this 25 by 25 by 25 cubic room, there are 13 games you can play either in single player or with friends in multiplayer. I will explain each game in their own separate videos. For now I will explain the role-play room. The first room on the left. Every location in Project Gracie has a spectator area, and an objective area, complete with an entry, and an exit. From inside the objective area, you can toggle this lever on the left to summon an obsidian block over both pressure plates, keeping spectators out. This place exists to showcase tournament winners, if you host a tournament with at least 4 or more players. That concludes the basics of Project Gracie. Thanks for listening to this video. Please watch the next one in the playlist. Stampede Block.